Bruce Slayden started Slayden Construction in his garage, and it was real humble beginnings. I was just talking to some of my peers, and the first year in 1984, we made less than $1 million in revenue.
They parked me in the garage. It was his garage. It was converted to an office, so it's not like there was cars in there or anything. But
I was working for a subcontractor, John Mills Concrete. Most everybody knows who they are. We were doing a lot of Slayden projects, and Ron Candell and I were both working on some of these projects.
We used to build a lot of schools, and we built all the ironworks.
The projects when I first started were quite a bit smaller. When Ronnie and I first started, we were doing some work at Mount St. Helens, building an interpretive center. That was a pretty key project for the company. Eventually, Ronnie and I decided that we were going to open our own concrete business. So we got licensed and bonded, and we're heading out to start our own business, and we informed the Slayden folks that neither one of us would be working on their projects anymore. They came to both of us and said, hey, you guys should not open your own business. You should come to work for Slayden. You can make good money and work 40 hours a week. So that's what we ended up doing.
When I got hired at Slayden, June of 1997, the person who interviewed me was Nora Slayden. And my only memory of the interview was when I sat down, she told me I was going to Brownsville Sand Filter, and don't embarrass your dad. That was her advice, and I left, and that's had that chip on my shoulder ever since.
I just love the place. People hear all the stories about the old days, and they were wonderful times, but it's not that much different now. It's still a great place to work.
So if you think about all those years of the 40 years that we've grown, it's amazing where the humble beginnings of somebody in a garage, handwriting paychecks and handing them to the employees, versus where we sit today, being part of one of the largest construction companies in the world. It's a really interesting journey and talks about the entrepreneurship of Bruce Slayden and the subsequent people that have sat in the seat. I want to talk about the core values or the guiding principles of Slayden, which are why we all can sit in a room and work and communicate so well together. The first one is people matter. I can't tell you how many times that we've stopped what we're doing to make sure that our craft or our client or anybody that we come in contact with is treated fairly and honestly. And we pride ourselves in making sure that above everything, people are the foundation of this organization and what makes us successful.
I get asked that a lot, why I've been with one company so long. Mostly it's the people, the owners, the relationships I've built.
Ed and I, how many jobs we've done together, Can't think of a better guy to have right beside me,
This is probably the tightest knit group of people out of all the other companies I work for.
I've had a lot of fun over the years, met a lot of great people.
Especially coming from the East Coast, I felt like the black sheep in the beginning, but everyone was extremely welcoming.
Even with all the new hires, the MWH, it's fun. A lot of people I would have never met, and younger people, so it keeps me young as well.
Ed was the first gentleman I got to work with, like family. Everyone else here has been great. Everyone really looks out for each other, takes care of each other, so it's been great.
The people. I mean, anybody in this company, you can call them and ask for help, or experiences, or advice, or anything, and everybody will help you out as much as they can. I mean, it's really more of a family here at Slayden, and everybody's willing to help you out if you need help.
It's probably the core values and the reputation, and all the great people that work here, and to have the core values, you have the great people.
Slayden's a great company. A lot of great people, great office, great management, really veteran people out here in the field.
I've stayed at Slayden for 32 years because of the people. Everybody has ups and downs in their career. There's been times where I've been frustrated here. I've always recognized the grass isn't greener, but I think more importantly, I've always recognized that I work around amazing people and that I enjoy coming to work every day. We're successful and we treat people fairly.
I've really enjoyed it, supported my family. My boy was born while I was working here. I think we're at the pavilion building at the Salem Fairgrounds, and now he's out here working with us. So it's been a great place to be.
Everybody takes care of everybody. These guys all get along, do a great job together. So, and that's how it is on almost all of our projects.
I think Slayden has an outstanding culture. I think if you go off of our guiding principles, our number one is people matter, and you see that everywhere you go. When you bring new folks into Slayden, I think when they reach out to those that have been on the job sites or our long-term employees, the number one thing, and they say why they work for Slayden is because we take care of our people. People do matter. Without taking care of our folks, we don't have the success that we have. Our people build our relationships and our reputation, and so I think that's why we're so successful is our people, 100%.
The people, superintendents, the people above you that really take care of you, really, understand how it is to be out in the field and trying to keep people closer to their houses as they can. That's one of the big things, especially in this industry, what we're doing.
What makes Slayden a great place to work is the people.
Recently we were having a dinner and somebody that didn't know the company came in and said they thought it was a family meal happening because we're all so close and we all have such great relationships. And I think that's a testimony to what Bruce started 40 years ago that still resonates today.
It really is. There's a lot of veterans that work here, and I want to say that, the last 20 years, even 30 years since I've been here, is that all of us started out at a unique spot in life, and we all kind of grown together and trust each other, and all that life experience and different educational backgrounds has just helped it create a unique and diverse environment here. So when it comes to planning, executing jobs, since everyone's got a different background, and all this experience that's here, that's when you come up with the greatest ideas. And I think that's what makes working here and continue working here a great place.
How would you describe the culture at Slayden?
Pretty great place to work. Like I say, I've been here 32 years.
Not a lot of people can say that about it.
Yeah, well, I'll be honest with you, most of the guys that started about the same time I did are still here.
Back when I started, I didn't see that this was going to be a career. And now I've been here 26 years, raised my family through here. It's just been a great place to work.
There's not very many companies where you have so many employees that are 10 plus, 20 plus, 30 plus years in a construction company. It's kind of unheard of. We don't have the turnover, and that's because of the culture. You're treated fair.
It's more like a family than a company. That's how I see it.
It's like a family. You'll probably hear it a lot.
Nothing just felt right like this does. It's nice being able to work with a group of guys that's like family,
Turns out, it's mostly family. We've all worked multiple jobs together and you get to know people, So when you're out of town and you're stuck with guys like this, it's not as bad as you think.
It's just a big family. Everybody kind of takes care of each other. It's awesome. From management all the way down to the labor. Everybody is great to work with.
We had to travel from time to time, away from our families, but still you're with a lot of people that you really like, and that made it easier.
The Slayden culture that I'm talking about is really family. The unique experience I had up in Spokane was being removed from that culture, but then trying to learn that culture from upper management, sharing it, being part of some of the project management meetings, superintendent meetings, those kind of things. And then taking what I understood the Slayden culture to be and trying to create that on a job that was really far away from, the family.
Everybody's close. We all hang out after work. We do stuff. So it's pretty nice. It's like a family. Having a bunch of dads, pretty much.
Way back in the day, we were super, super close-knit. Over the years, you get new guys coming in. We're more a bigger corporation now. But we still have that tight-knit family feeling here.
The culture here is awesome. Everybody's cool. Everybody's really genuinely nice people. Get along with everybody here. It's a great place to be.
Slayden's culture is and always has been really great, very people-oriented. We got numerous great stories of how we've taken really good care of our employees. People go through a lot of different things in life. Sometimes we have hard times, and the company really works together to help take care of our employees when they're going through those tough times.
It's the family atmosphere. We have employees here that've been here 20 plus years. A lot of guys that started when I did. We've always been a team. We've always been a family. We've always looked out for each other. I love Slayden. They've taken care of me for a lot of years and made a great living with Slayden. Built some awesome projects. I love the people.
We've always had a really safe company, looked out for each other.
put the quality and the owner first.
We're successful because we extend that family both to our clients, to our subcontractors and suppliers, but just to everyone around us. And we try to really make what we do every day fun, but also we're doing things with a purpose and doing things safely.
The next one is team unity. And I guess, you know, they kind of tie together team unity and people matter, but we are very much a team. And we treat each other as part of a team, and we work closely to one another. And if you call one project and say you need help, the other project is lining up to come and help you. And that team unity or looking at a single goal is why we're so successful. We don't have people owning their own projects, we have people owning the company. And I think that's the big deal of why team unity is such an important part of our company.
You got guys that have just great attitudes. It's just a great place to work. You spend 90% of your time with them, you know, so it's nice to get along with everybody.
Well, so far in 5 months that I've been here, it's just positive attitude. I mean, everybody is, you know, positive and happy to be here.
Everyone's there to help you out. You know, I'm not afraid to ask for help. If I don't know how to do something or I've never done something before, and I ask for help, I've never once just been looked at in a bad way, or I've never been told like that I was silly for asking that question. It was always, you know, oh, let me show you, you know, like this is the right way to do it and whatever, and then get you on the right task.
It's been great, you know. It's awesome company, good pay, awesome guys to work with. You couldn't ask for anything better than that.
A lot of close friends, and people are easy to work with. Everybody's willing to help each other out.
It's actually been pretty surprising since I started here how easy it is to just pick up the phone and talk to someone on site, and how willing they are to communicate and try to figure things out.
I would say Slayden is very inviting and very welcoming. That's something I felt since the beginning. Very open arms, and it doesn't matter who you interact with. If you need help, they're there. No one's quite turned me away, and I'm someone who's just like, hey, I heard you can do this, can I pick your brain? And no one's ever said go away. So I think that is probably one of the greatest aspects of the company, is everyone's willing to take time away to kind of answer your questions and help you, and you know, without making you feel like you're an annoyance.
It's a lot of fun. It's kind of like working with a lot of your best friends. It's just super easy to go back and forth and bounce ideas and get it done.
You know, Bruce and Nora especially, almost demanded that we're family and that we worked as a team.
As a team, we've had to focus to make sure we're keeping everybody engaged and keeping the family feel as we spread out. And that's something we're going to have to, you know, continue doing as we grow.
Solution driven, there's not a problem we will stray away from. We pride ourselves on being able to have solutions very early. There's not a day that goes by that we don't solve a problem for either our own internal clients, our customers, or in the bigger part of the industry we work. And so we're constantly working on being solution driven and solution solvers.
One of the things that my group does, you know, in digital delivery is we help the job understand some of the conflicts, especially underground at the beginning of the job. So we can plan, you know, routing throughout the plan of pipelines. We can plan construction sequencing. We can look at, you know, design issues. Those are all things that kind of feed into the whole mantra of solutions driven. Basically to make sure that we don't have any surprises out on the site. We don't give the client any surprises. When you have surprises, you have safety issues. And so it's kind of a holistic approach where, you know, if we're dialed on what the issues are, we don't have safety and quality issues, you know, when we actually go out there to build it.
You know, if a superintendent's doing something that they haven't done before, the PM or someone can suggest, hey, call so-and-so. They just did that 2 years ago on this other job. So we have internal help to provide internal solutions and make sure we're successful on every project. So we're trying to more actively engage people in this process and make things more widely known what activities people have done. So if somebody has questions, they know that person there, they feel free to just call them and work through it together instead of feeling like they have to accomplish everything on their own. Something that Slayden has been working on for the last year or so is employee development, trying to figure out a way that an organized framework so that employees, who do want to grow their career have established steps. Like, these are the 10 things I need to learn so that I can be ready to talk about the next step with my supervisors. So we've rolled out the employee matrix with Employees Love. They always come to me and say, hey, I need to get this training done. And we're like, yes, you're gonna do that in 2 months, it's fine. But they actively are participating in their growth and not just waiting to see what happens. It's been fantastic.
I really appreciate Slayden's dedication to developing leadership and developing apprentices. The work that they do with the different construction programs at high schools and their summer internship programs, I really admire it. I think they're doing some great work.
Slayden this last year had a record number of interns. We had 9 professional interns and we had 9 craft interns. So we took high school students that recently graduated and put them in the field. For 13 weeks, they job shadowed, they were in the trenches, they were building, and out of the 9, 7 went into an apprenticeship program with Northwest College of Construction, and they're all full-time employees now. They're all going through the apprenticeship program. They're going to learn the Slayden way and hopefully be long-term employees for us.
I came in working for Slayden with very little experience, and for as long as I've been here, I've just been grasping all the knowledge that I can. Every day, I always tell the guys that I learn something new. Every single day, I learn something new, and I really appreciate the guys that I work with because they were all very patient. They all understand that I'm still very young. I just straight out of high school, but I really do appreciate them for being so patient with me and for letting me learn.
The construction industry hasn't changed much over the years. It's still all about hard work and putting in that extra time to grow a little bit more than the next person. When you watch high performers, they're the ones that get there 10 minutes early and leave 10 minutes late, and they're asking questions and they want to be challenged. This is very much a self-starter business. If you're not a self-starter and you're not willing to go after it, to earn it, then you're not going to go anywhere. But I will tell you, here at Slayden, there's no glass ceiling. Any one of the people that are sitting in our job sites today can be sitting in the same seat, as soon as they grow into it. So we don't have that nepotism or that family business, the son's gonna run the job. We don't have any of that. Any one of us can go and move up into the organization, and that's the beauty of working at Slayden.
I think the biggest thing is taking something from everything and everyone. There's so many people that have been here for so long, and we have so much knowledge on all the different trades we've been doing for 20 years. These younger guys can take something from everybody, and I think that's the biggest thing, is making sure you're listening and take everything from anybody that you come across.
I remember asking Bruce how he ran the company, how he knew how to do everything, and he said, "Thing is, Ed, you just got to remember that surround yourself with good people," and I've taken that advice my whole career here at Slayden. Is that I can direct people, but I don't know everything. And I have people help me, and I help them with their problems.
Don't quit too early, figure out what you want to do and go down that career path.
My advice would be never stop learning. Always have an open mind about what you're doing, and don't be afraid to jump into something that you're not super trained on, because we all have learned on the job at one point or another. So
ask questions, lots of questions. We don't get mad at questions out here. We want the questions. That lets us know you're engaged and you actually want to be here.
Stay with it and listen to those older guys. Mentor you up. Let them mentor you up.
Don't be afraid to ask for help. Make connections. Use people as your resource. I mean, like I said, I started out, I knew nothing. I could learn from everybody in the job.
Starting at Slayden, everybody is willing to teach you. All you have to do is ask. I started knowing almost nothing about construction. I came from being a residential laborer. And then the people at this company taught me how to build treatment plants. There's no limit to what you can learn if you really want to, and you ask and you put the time in.
I think anyone who's just starting out in the industry, whether or not you're straight out college or you're just starting the field for the first time or just transitioning in industry, is just ask questions. I don't think there's really quite a stupid question. there's only uneducated questions, and the only way to really fix it is to get it out there and have it addressed. If you say something wrong, you make a mistake, own up to it, and everyone here is pretty good at just letting you know and letting you correct yourself and be better.
As the president, my job is to look at the horizon. So I am future focused. Everybody's future is a little different. I was just talking this morning that some people's future is this afternoon and some are 5 years out. And as we transition and go through and getting bigger and bigger, our horizon's different. And so what we've got to do is think about how to create opportunities for our people, how to still grow in a healthy and responsible manner, and how to have fun while we're doing it and make sure we're supporting our people to make sure they're having a good time doing it.
I feel like everybody just wants you to learn. They want to create a group of knowledgeable people that is experienced in construction and knows how to build jobs and how to build them the right way, the Slayden way. And they just want people to have all the best experiences and just set them up for success so they can become the future leaders for younger people in construction.
We're future focused. We're always making decisions with the long term in mind instead of making decisions in the short term that might make you more money.
The reputation that we have in the industry is something that I'm proud of and everyone should be proud of that works here, and that attracts people. And when we go in, and it helps us win work, right? But number two, we go in and owners are excited to work with us. Engineers like to work with us, and it just creates a great environment to work in, and it makes the job more enjoyable. At times I've thought about what it'd be like to work for a company that had a bad reputation. When you go into the kickoff meeting and the owner and engineer are like, "Oh God, we got to work with these guys," and that I would not want to be part of that. It would not be fun, but having the reputation that we have, it just makes things a lot more enjoyable.
For the last 40 years, Slayden has built a legacy of greatness. It all started with Bruce Slayden, and over the years we've had just visionary individuals that have led us through this last 4 decades. What we've achieved in that time is just truly remarkable. What really makes Slayden Slayden is our commitment to our core values. We all bleed blue, and it's all about our people. That's really what matters to us, that being our primary core value. We attract good talent here in this industry because of the people we have in our mentoring programs that we have in place. We always pair the long and the tooth knowledgeable people with those new folks, and it's an infectious way of doing business. People want to work for us. As your new president, I'm extremely excited. I'm excited about where we've been and how far we've gotten so far. I'm excited about the opportunities and the leadership team that we have and what lays in front of us. And I'm excited that we get to write this new chapter in Slayden's history. Together we're going to carry that torch forward, and it's going to burn brighter than ever before.